So in ClickFunnels, this is ClickFunnels, the site, but there's three main tools that we have, right? So the first one we're going to look at is, this is the dashboard, okay? So the dashboard has you over in the corner, or me in this case, over in this corner. And then here's contacts and just kind of general overview things. Here's all the courses that we have. These are video trainings or tools, right? Funnel Scripts is a tool over on this side. And then there's a different dashboard. I've never used it. Don't worry about it. We don't do that one. Okay, in the middle, this is more of a things that need to be done. These are tools and things that are useful in different ways. Some of the things I've done, some of them I haven't. I've cleared this out, and then things come back up. It's just kind of, notifications, right, about things that happen. And over here, this is just kind of averages of things that have happened in your all of your funnels, and you can edit that in some way. If you want to go, oh, I want to look at just this funnel right here, or just this funnel, or just this funnel, okay? You can look at those different pieces. So ClickFunnels itself is actually just this spot right here. This is Actionetics, right? All of these things that are here. And by the way, mine is Actionetics MD. That's why I have these couple of things that are going on there. And then this is Backpack. This is for affiliate things. It's another different set of tools there. This is for help, right? So documentation and so forth, other notifications. These are different alarms or alerts. Something went wrong. Fix this, something like that. And this is where your account is. Account, integrations, domains, etc., right? Unsubscribes, payment gateways, all those kinds of things happen there, okay? So those are the main things. ClickFunnels itself, though, is just this part. This is your page builder. Actionetics is the email things, right? All of the emails, the message responders, the Facebook Messenger, the desktop notifications, all that stuff wraps around here inside of Actionetics, okay? So back to ClickFunnels. We can go first here into the funnels area. This is where you actually build stuff. And this is just a giant list, right, of different things. If your account is brand new, this will be mostly, if not completely, empty. We're just going to grab this one right here because this is kind of where we've been playing for a little bit. I'm going to click on this one, and it'll open up. And here it is open. Good. And again, this is the one we've just been playing with. So right here we have, that's the name of that funnel right there. Got a couple of links here. This is copy the URL to clipboard, visit the funnel URL. What is the funnel URL? This helps you copy things, like what's going on. These are the steps area. So this is what we're talking about right here, okay? If I click on this, these are the statistics, the stats, how many people have come. This is kind of a playground, so no one's ever come here. Click on the next one. We have contacts, okay? And this is empty because no one's ever done anything. This is our playground. And then over here we have settings. Settings is important. This is where we put a lot of information. Specifically, here is where we choose which website we want to attach these things to. So if I wanted to go for the Easy Funnel System page, this is where I do that. If I wanted to go for TOEFL Secrets, most of my stuff's English language things, right? So Entrepreneurial Secrets or English Hackers or BradenChase.com, this is where that's associated, okay? Along with a bunch of other things. This is where you put your Google codes or your Pixel, your Facebook Pixel happens down here in this head tracking code area right here. And this is where your Stripe is, Backpack, affiliate commissions, Zapier connections, bunch of different things going on here, okay? So that's the settings page. It's very important. We're going to come back to steps, right? So click on steps right there. So here we are. This is one funnel, one page of a funnel. So it's called a funnel step. There's just one of them here. And if we want to look at it, we click on this edit page. So click, okay? Now we can see these different things. I just kind of I'm actually going to delete everything here. Okay, there we go. So we've got two empty things here. And the first thing you always have to put down, all websites, all everything function on sections, okay? So section is a giant box. And the box can be of differing sizes, but it's just a big, huge box that you put stuff in. So first, that's what it asks you to do, right? If you hover on there, it says, add new section. Good. Click. It adds, then it asks you what kind of a section do you want to add. You want a full width, that means from edge to edge, or do you want it to be a little bit smaller, that's the wide, little bit smaller is the medium, and the smallest one is that obviously small. If we do a full width one, that means that the section goes all the way to the edges, right? From edge to edge within the window. If we wanted to change it, we can come to this gear, right? That's the gear icon for settings. And we can actually change that in the section width area. We can go full page. Oh, I want it to be wide now. Now it pulls in. And that is the size of the main box. So everything that you put inside of that box will end up being even smaller. Okay, so that's kind of the beginning. But let's start with full page, full width, just to give us a lot of room in our big box, in our play box here. Okay, so that is our main section. So within a section, we can put in multiple rows. Okay, and inside of each row, we can put something else. So if you click here in this middle, it says Add New Row, and click Add New Row, and it opens up this other sidebar, right? So we have 1 column, 2 column, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we have left sidebar and right sidebar. Okay, and this all depends on the design that you want, what you want to do. If you want a sidebar, a left sidebar, you use the left sidebar, right? But if you only want one big column, then you use that one. It all depends on the design. All of them are right if it does what you need it to do. Okay, and if you come over here to My Rows and click on that, this is a place where you can actually save, or you can put in rows that you have already built. Okay, so if you build something that you really, really like and you need to put it onto multiple pages, you can save it, and then it shows up here, and you can just go woo, bunk, and drop that row there. It'll build everything that you had from a previous website. So all the text, everything that you built, which is nice. So I'm actually going to delete that because we don't need that right now. It's just kind of showing that one. So let's build a single, let's build 1 column. Well, let's do 2 columns just to show how that works, right? So click on 2 columns. It'll build. So now we have 2. 1, 2 different spots. So inside of each row, you have elements. Okay, so let's do an element. If we click on this, add a new element, again, the sidebar opens. And as you can see, there's a lot of different kinds of elements here, and they all do different things. And each one of these elements has different ways that you can customize it and polish it and color it and theme it and advanced features and all of that inside of each one of these. So keep it nice and simple for now. We're just going to do a picture. So there's image, you click and hold, drag, drop, and there you go. Okay, and that's your thing. So that's obviously a demo image. If you click on that, now that it's there, this is where you add your new image. Okay, that's the button you click to add the new image. So I'll click on that. Open up. Here's a bunch of kind of random pictures that I have. I pick the S. So we'll put that, and this is double click. 1, 2. Now it shows up. There's your picture. There you go. Perfect. So over here on our other side, let's put in a different element. So I'll click on this once. Opens up, and I can do paragraphs and bullet lists and pop-ups and a bunch of different things. I'm going to put in a headline because headlines are great. I'm going to go click, hold, drop. Okay, there's that. Okay, I got it in here. This is my cool headline. Put it in there. And there we go. Now we have a headline of some kind. If I want to copy it, we have this little button right there. That means clone. Oh, what's wrong? So there we go. Now we have that. If I want to have 2 of those headlines, I just hover over the words. It changes to orange. And I go, okay, clone. Now we have 2. Now we have 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. Okay. So we make a bunch of those if we need them for whatever reason. And then delete's just as easy. Delete, delete, okay, delete, okay. And a nice part about ClickFunnels is that it all happens just by hovering, right? I'm not clicking on any of these things. It's reacting just because my mouse is present. So I click and then it does something. But if I want to come here, it's just reacting. There's no clicking going on, which is nice. It helps the editor be a lot faster. So, but as you can see, I have 1 element here. I can also put in a second element here. Or let's say if I want to put a whole other thing here, I can click on this little button underneath, the plus button, click, and I can put in a video. So drag up to here. Oh, see now that thick orange line's there at the bottom. Let go. Now I've got a video. Okay, let me get rid of that extra headline. And now I have a video. Okay, so if I want to, and that's kind of the process, right, of adding elements to each row. So kind of reviewing, right, we have sections, and we can have as many sections as we want. If you come here, right, we have add a new section, and then a new section, then a new section, and a new section. We put as many sections as we want on our paper, on our page. Then here we can do the same thing. We can have as many rows inside of a section as we want. Add a row, add a row, add a row, add a row, add a row. And then inside of each row, we can have as many elements as we want. Add an element, a new element, another element, and tons of different elements, as much as we want. So the key here is, what do you actually want? What is the design? Because in theory, you can put in anything, and as many anythings as you want. But you need to know what you're trying to put in. Oh, I need to put a headline here. Why? Oh, because headlines are fun. No, because there's a reason for it. There's a purpose to it. Some reason that'll help in some different way. So they have some pre-built sections. So if you come up here to section, right, add section, and we have some action sections that are pre-built. We can use these different things or not. If you want to use this, you totally can. If you don't have to. Here's a headline type things for the sentences, for quotes. It's already centered, already set up for you. You can just grab these, you go click, hold, move it over, drop. And there's your section, okay? Already built for you, just need to put in your pictures and change your words. You can't actually do that with the rows. It doesn't quite work that way with the rows, but it does work that way with sections. Yeah, it doesn't work with rows. And I don't think it works with elements either. So no pre-built elements for you. The elements themselves are kind of pre-built in their own way, like this, right? This is a pre-built element. Make sense? Okay, got it. So as far as the basic structure, that's just kind of how everything works right there. If you want to edit something, you go through it and edit as you need to. So just to give some demonstration of that, if I want to edit this picture that's up here in the corner, you click on the picture, then it opens this. Okay, what can I edit here? One of the things you can edit is the width and the height. So because of the way that ClickFunnels works, it's usually best just to edit one of these. So I would say, okay, I want this to be, 100 pixels wide. No, it's itty-bitty thing, okay? No, that's too small. Let's do 200 pixels wide. See how it's dynamically, automatically changing the size. If I try and put in 200 on the height as well, it starts messing with the shape of the picture. This is something that is correct, right? It's not doing anything wrong, but since it's changing the shape of the picture, sometimes your image will look funny. So the easiest way is just to pick one of these. So if I do, an image width of 200 or an image height of 200, and then the image retains its correct dimensions. Make sense? Okay. And then here you can do a link, right? If you want somebody, if they click on that link, something will actually happen. This is how you do that. This is where you put it. Put in a link to google.com. And then the link target is whether or not normal means that it will just reload this page on the new link. If you say new tab, it's going to create a new tab and leave the page that you have as it is. Most of the time this is the right one to do, but sometimes it isn't. Okay, and then so in images, or here in themes, right? So we have settings, themes, and advanced up here in the corner. So you click on themes, and it has just some pre-built options that you can just kind of click on. Oh, hey, I like that one. And it changes what that picture looks like. And if you like it, you keep it. But if you don't, go pick it something else. How about this one? Oh, that looks nice. Puts a little border on the side. Or, hey, I don't like it. Let's do this one. There's nothing on it at all. Okay, and just kind of go back and forth. And depending on the style and the design of your page, you'll have different things you'll use, different things that fit better for your particular style and design. Okay, and then at last we have advanced. So the advanced area for images, right? You'll have align. Do I want it to be center? Do I want it to be right? Do I want it to be left? Right? And you can move it around. And depending on what you're working with, you just kind of do it again according to your design. If it looks best to have it centered, then put it centered. If it looks best to have it on the right or the left, then put it there. There's no right way of doing that. Just follow what your design says. And then, so radius, again, if I want to make it really small, right, extra small, I can do that. Kind of round the corners, kind of do that. There's different ways of doing this. And then border, if I want another border out on the border. Actually, I don't think that works here. Yeah, because I already have a theme on it. But if I don't have a theme, and I come back here, there's no theme. You can come back here and play with that border a little bit and do a white thumbnail border. I put something on it, or a dark thumbnail border. Okay, so that works there. And then you can do shadow in the back, and that's useful. Kind of looks like it's floating on the page. Looks nice. It's kind of fun. And then if you want opacity, yes, exactly. You've got some different things there. A light fade, a strong fade, a full fade, whatever. Grayscale, make it black and white if you want to. Those are the kind of color pieces that you have. Okay, now the last piece here is, here we have styles, and over here on the other side we have animation. So if I click on animation, this has when do you want it to show up. So if there's nothing, that means as soon as the page loads, all of this shows up. So if I do fade in, that means wait a certain number of, usually seconds, right? You don't want minutes usually for that to show up, but sometimes. Usually, a second, and then something will fade in. It'll look pretty. It's kind of an artistic thing to do. You would do the minutes if you want to do minutes in some way. Let's say you have a video on here, and you want people to sign up for your program, but you want to make sure that they watch until, minute 11 or minute 12 in your video. Then you can set your button or your picture or your link to not show up or to fade in or to appear after, 12 minutes or something like that. Then, after they've watched that whole video, then they can start clicking on things and getting involved. Okay. The animation is on-page scroll. This is another one. So let's say they're right here, and this bottom part doesn't load, but the top part loads. But as soon as they scroll down to the next parts, then these other things will start showing up. Advanced animation. Then they'll start showing up. How long, right? This is in milliseconds, so 500 milliseconds is half a second. Okay, and then 1,000 milliseconds is 1 second, right? We kind of go through that. So every 1,000 is 1 second. And you can control that, again, according to your design and the effects that you guys want. Okay, so that's just for image. All of those different variables, all those different tools, all those different things just for image. If I come over here to headline, I have first, as I click in there, I have these basic just text editing things if I want it left, center, or right. If I want it bold, or let's see, I'll select that, okay. Unbold, bold, non-bold, whatever. Italic, unitalic, underlined, not underlined, okay. Strike through, not strike through, I can do all of that. Link, this is to make a link. If I want somebody to click on this, I'd put, www.clickfunnels.com. There we go, that's my link. If I put something in and I don't want that link anymore, I click this button. That's the unlink or break link button. So break the link. I don't want that one. So over here, if I want to click on this, this is how I get in to open the sidebars, this little button. That opens the sidebar. We've got a bunch of different things. First one is margin. So the margin does this. It moves things up and down. It gives you space above whatever it is you're working for. And everything has margin. So the text has margin, the images have margin, the videos have margin. You can put margin on anything. Okay, the next piece is the font family, and we've got a lot of fonts that we can play with, and all of the Google fonts. We got tons and tons and tons of fonts that we can play with. Okay, I'm not going to go into that right now because that would take forever. But a great one to use is Open Sans. So there we go, Open Sans. Font size, self-explanatory. If you want the mobile size to be different, which is often recommended, for it to be just a little bit smaller than your desktop sizes. This is where you do that. You click on this button, it opens up, and you can edit it specifically here, right? Mobile sizes, right? Move through that. Text color. So if you click on the box right here, it opens up this little window. So these colors are kind of standard colors, the ones that are at the top. These are all good colors, and it's true. You can use any of these, and you'll probably have good conversion, right, with those as far as taking action and call to actions and things like that. It's great colors to use, but some of these colors may not fit in your theme, in your design, so you wouldn't use those. So how do you get your own colors? You just put the number in here, the hexadecimal code right there, and you can use that. If you like to kind of eyeball things, you can move the sliders for your different colors on the rainbow thing there. Click here, oh, that looks nice, or hey, that looks nice, or no, a little bit darker, move it there. And then you have the code you want, copy and paste that somewhere so that you can always have that recorded. And then the same thing happens for your background. So there's your text color. So text color is just the normal text, but if you want it to be bold, you actually control those colors separately. So bold here is black, but if I switch bold to, say, this blue, notice how the headline changes over here. The whole headline is different, okay? Because this headline is in bold. If I come over here and I select this and I make it unbold, now it switches to green, because that's how I set things up. So if I'm in here, this color, this is the base color when it's not bold, okay? This is the color when it is bold. So I set these to whatever color I want. Let's do red for the base color, and then we can do yellow for the bold color. So this text right here inside of the box, if I click on that, it gives me this window. So if you click out here onto the text, sorry, that yellow is really hard to see. But if you click inside of that box, and then select this text, and then if you click the bold button, you click on it, it changes color. Now this is extremely useful for copywriting when you want to emphasize a particular word. Let's say just cool is the word I want. Now I've changed, this is my cool headline. Those are terrible colors, by the way. But so that's something that I haven't seen in any other editor before, to have it that simple to do that. So again, here with this is inside of just this headline piece. I can come in and look at these settings. I can change the background color. Right now it's transparent. That's what these little boxes mean. It means transparent. There is no background. Let's say I want to make it, I don't know, orange. I can click on orange and there you go. And it's the background, but only for that single element. Not for the whole page or even the column or the row. Just that little tiny piece. Okay, so there's background color. Now, so this next piece is icon color, and I actually don't have an icon. Icons you put in over here in this Advanced tab. You click on Advanced. There's a spot here for Icon Picker. It's about midway down. And you have lots of icons in here that you can pick. Okay. I suggest going through this and looking at all of these at some point so you have an idea of what's in here. But you can search. You can say like arrow. Those are all the arrows right there. Or Facebook. Those are the Facebook ones. Or Twit for the Twitter ones. Or let's see, I don't know, school, is that one of them? No. Book ones, right? Stuff like that. So you can find the ones you want. Let's try and star. There you go, there's a star. Big star. Okay, good. So when I do that, right, it shows up here on the side. There's my icon. So, but I don't want that orange color. I want a different color. What's my icon color? I can change that and control it independently. Let's make it green. Okay, so now I have a green icon. This is terrible design. I'm not good at design, I apologize. Okay, so back in here, that's the icon picker. Then we can put on a border. And this doesn't have a border, so back into Advanced. That's where we do our borders. So we look through here. Border is here. So it says no border. Let's put on a full border. So you go down to border. Yes, I want a full border. What style of border? Solid. Okay. What size of border? You have to kind of set a few things before that border actually starts showing up. Sorry, there's the size of border. Ha, there it is. Makes sense, right? There's a bunch of different things here. So let me back off here and we can see everything. All of these little buttons right here, border, border style, border size, radius edges, border radius, all of these are different ways of playing with the shape and size and design of your border. So first you got to turn it on. Yes, I want a border. And you can do a bottom border, a top border, top and bottom, but not the sides, right? You can do a couple different variations there. What kind of border style do you want? A solid, just line? Do you want a dash? Do you want a dotted? And then the border size is how thick the bars are on your border. So let's say I want a really, really thick one. I click on that 10. And, sorry, I need a border style, solid. Now I have a giant, thick border over here. But then, in order to change the color of the border, we have to come back here to settings, because this is where border color is. So mine is that kind of funny red. I'm going to switch it to the green or the blue or the yellow or the other kind of blue or the green or whatever, right? What other color you want? Wow, it looks like I'm having a party up there. That's fun. So opacity kind of makes the whole thing, let me do it this way. The whole thing becomes just a little bit difficult to see except for the background. Okay, so this one, there's no fade at all. And there's a strong fade, but you can still see it. Okay, that's what that one does. And again, this is all part of design. If you want that, you do it. If it's part of the design, you do it. If it's not part of the design, don't touch it. Okay, and then the typography, this is the different font. So you have a chosen font that applies to everything in your page. But if you want to be specific, so you have a content font and a headline font. Okay. And those are controlled up here in the settings in this button right there. Oh yeah, sure, save. Thank you for saving. So right here, you can change that and control that in typography area. Let's go up there since we're talking about it. Yeah, come up here to settings. There we go. Go down to typography. We click on that. And we have typography. Content font, those are your paragraphs, your subheadings, mostly the paragraphs and things that you're going to be writing. So you click on that and you got all these different choices. Okay. And again, this is completely a design thing. Which one's right depends on your design. So that's the right one to use. I pick Merriweather. Merriweather's fun. And then for the headline font, which one do I want? Click on this and I can set this one to something else. That one. Okay. Again, not a designer. So hey. I can also choose a default color. So anytime text shows up, what color will it be? White. But I don't want white. I want black, or I want green, or I want blue. And you choose whatever color it is. And then anytime new color shows up, it's going to be that color. Okay. This is a good way to kind of plan things so that it has consistency as you're creating new elements. You'd kind of set this up first as you're designing, I think, because I'm not a good designer. So here's some things that are kind of pre-built, and it'll show setups for you. So here's Railway and Godey Booklet 1911. That changes everything. See how all this text down here at the bottom changes when I do that theme? If I come to that limited time offer, everything changes. If I come to this one, everything changes. Okay. These are great themes to use. If you're not a designer like me, just use these. Don't bother trying to design anything yourself. Just use these ones. But if you are a designer, you know what you're doing, so do whatever you want. It's kind of the instruction there. So there we go. There's all of our headline stuff we can do. If we want a new headline, put that in here, or a sub-headline. There we go. I've got a new headline, and look how it's that blue color, like we set up here inside of our typography area. And going through every single element here is not really the purpose right now. I'm just trying to show you things that are useful. The superficial overview of each piece. So one of the last things I wanted to show is how to use these little buttons that are going on right here at the top. So sections, if you just want to add a section, you don't want to use these little plus buttons that are here. And sometimes you don't, or sometimes the way it's designed, it's hard to see the button or whatever. You can do this. So you come up here and it's like, oh, I want to add a section. Click. Where do I want that section? Oh, I want it right there. And it tells you need to take it. If I let go right here, it won't work. All the way down here, now I've got a new section, okay, in this middle spot. Oh no, I don't like that one. Delete, delete, section. And let's say I have a really long page. Let me duplicate this a couple times. I've got a long page here of a bunch of different things. Oh, I want a section. Oh, right there is probably better. Section, add. I'm going to use one of them that's pre-built. I'm going to take that and drop it right there. Done. Okay, you drop it in those little spots that appear. Now for rows, it's very similar. It's come up here. Oh, I want a new row under this one. I come row, add row. I want, let's do 6 columns. Drop that right there. See how it shows you the places you can put it. I put it there. Drops those 6 rows in, or the 6 columns. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can put in whatever I want. There's an image. Here's a video pop-up, and there's a button of some kind. Okay, put those things in. Now, let's say I'm around here. I'm looking around. Oh, I want to edit just this cell, right? Only this column right here. I don't want to touch these, just this one. So for example, let's say in your design, this column has a different background color. It's actually kind of hard. You can't do that from here. You have to do that from up here. That's why this button is here. Because if I edit this background here, sorry, like that element, I'm only changing the element here. If I edit the background here, I'm going to edit the background for the entire row, which I don't want, right? I just want this single column piece. Columns, click. Then as you hover over them, they all show up, right? There's a little line. Okay, come down. Next column, next column, next column, next column, button, 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 button. I scroll down a little bit and I find, that's the one I want, okay? Then we have this edit button in the corner, click. Now I can do the background color just for that one. We'll make it, I don't know, blue. I've got a unique background just for that one cell. Or sorry, one column right there. And I can change the text color independently. I can do padding and, again, margins, right? Always have margins if I want to move things around. And there we go for that piece. Let's say that I really like this one, but I'm not going to use it right now. This section, let's say this whole section, I'm not going to use that right now in this particular part. I can go settings, or sorry, I really like it, and I worked really hard on it, and I don't want to delete it, but I don't need it right now. So, settings, I can just hide things. Click hide, and it disappears. Okay, it's still there, and we can pull it back up when we need it. Okay, whenever we need it. So why would that be useful? So let's say in a situation you have a website that has a particular offer going on for a period of time, and you have one button that says buy now, and then another situation, let's say that offer is not available anymore. So you can hide the button that says buy now and put in a new button that says sign up to be notified when it becomes available again. Instead of having to rebuild, and constantly rebuild those sections, you just hide and unhide and hide and unhide. Right, those things. So it's just a way of speeding things up a little bit. And then elements is the same kind of a thing. So manage elements. I can walk through each one and it highlights each element inside of each section, and I can control and add and edit as I want. And let's say that this element right here, or this middle element, I don't want that one. I can come here and go, da, 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 da. Where is that one? That, or the button element. I can hide it individually. That one just disappears, okay? Still part of the columns, but I've hidden that element, so it's gone, okay? There's a lot of things that you can kind of edit and change, but the key to all of this, what should I put where, is always your design. Does your design call for this? Does the funnel type that you're using require this particular feature? Because not all funnels use all the same things. So some funnels you're going to use a lot of video. Some funnels you will never use a video. How do you know? Depends on your funnel type, depends on your design. So that's what we have to keep kind of going back to and understanding. All of these things we'll talk about another day. The sections and these things. The last button here is, of course, save. Save a lot. Save is good. And then if you want to check how terrible looking this site is, because I don't know how to design, this is what the actual page would look like if someone were to land on this. It looks like the link doesn't work anymore, so that's okay. There's my picture, my party headline right there, the different things, like how I hid that particular spot, and there you go. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. This is kind of basic overview of kind of how it feels and how it looks to edit things here. We'll go into more detail in some of the more into the different elements in particular, where we have a lot of variation and styles and all these different elements, right? There's a ton of stuff here. How do we play with these? How do we edit them? And what do we make them look like? And all of that. We'll do that on another day, okay? Thank you guys and have a good night.